Alright guys, I'm back, and like I said in a different video, I'm gonna start doing videos back on RC cars. And this is the RC car I have. It's Axial Yeti Jr. Can-Am Maverick. And as you can tell, it's not in the best condition. So I haven't driven this Axial RC car in about 5 months or so, because it's needed some repairs. The main repair being the differential output. And I'll go over all the upgrades I have. First, we're going to focus on this front differential because I need to redo the entire thing, and it's pretty dirty, so I'm going to clean it off in just a minute. But what happened with my particular RC car is this front plastic differential output cracked right there. So the steering arm, I believe it's called, doesn't want to stay in, and it keeps falling out. So I'm going to redo that first, so I don't have to worry about that. And now I did order an aluminum differential output for this. It's not going to be here for a month. It's the GPM. I'll put a picture of it. If you know anything about that, let me know. It's not really meant to go in the front, let alone to be on a Can-Am Maverick, but what I've heard is that it probably works. But for now, we're just going to replace it with the actual Axial repair set. Now, what I am going to say is I'll do a video on this RC car once I get it going. But this is a discontinued Yeti Jr. Can-Am Maverick. And it's kind of silly because this is a great RC car. My only complaint about it would be that it's very top heavy. Which obviously you can fix that. I want to do a series of upgrading this RC car. So we're going to get into it. First, I'm going to start by taking apart this differential output. Do I know what I'm doing? No. But I think I can figure it out. So, first, we need to open this. This is the actual Axial spare parts kit for the differential output. These are just plastic. Not really what I wanted, but it'll get the job done for now. It comes with 2 sets. So there's not very many videos of the Yeti Jr. Can-Am Maverick. I don't know if it just wasn't a very upgradable RC car, but it is also hard to find the right parts for this car. I'm going to start by taking this apart. And now this is the piece that was broken, as you can see right there. A little comparison for you. This is the new output. This is the old one. Yeah, you can clearly see there is a difference right there. Since this is a discontinued product, I'm trying to save as many parts as I can. So this should finish up the first part of this build. Now that we have the differential output set back together, I'm going to rebuild the front end of this RC car, and then we can get into all the upgrades I've bought. Okay, bringing out the tray of random pieces, it's time to time-lapse rebuilding this front end. Okay, so we're making lots of progress. I have the front bumper on. I have this, the body panel connector on. And I got this steering knuckle off, put this steering tube line, whatever, on. And everything is on now. This bolt is stripped. I need to see if I can replace that. I got it good enough on, I think it's fine. Alright, and that does it. We have the entire front of the Can-Am reconstructed. Of course, in the start of the video, we took a look at these Axial differential output parts. Comes with 2 sets. They're all plastic. It's around $14. And I'll let you guys know if it works, I guess. It was pretty easy to set up. I only used 1 part, so I'm going to save the rest of these in case I need them in the future. The next thing I got was these Hobby Park 1/18th scale pins, because I am always losing these. Next up, from Horizon Hobby, we got a charger. Boom. That looks right. So I do have one complaint on this charger. I did order the same one that this RC car came with. The reason why I ordered a new one is because right here, when you take this out from charging the battery, it likes to break apart right there. And that's what happened with my last one. So I'm going to have to be a lot more careful with this charger. Since I did just get this out, I'm going to go ahead and start charging the battery for this RC car. So it's ready once we get these upgraded parts on. It works. Next up is the Adrora aluminum wheels. So I got this particular style of wheel because I need a negative offset, I think. These should work. They have 7mm hex, which is what this is. That's 7mm. However, on these tires, that's actually an adapter for 12mm. So hopefully these will work. Let's take a look here. Right out of the package, you get these wheels, nice and foam. You get all the screws. That's going to be fun. And you get stickers. These are super cool. I'm going to have to put some of these on there. As you can see right out of the package, I got silicone tire inserts. I think these will be pretty good because I don't want my tires to be super soft, and if I go in water, then it's not like foam. It's not going to absorb the water. We'll see how these work. I've heard that they are sometimes too hard for, like, crawling, but obviously this is not a crawler, so we'll see how well these work. Also, these I'm pretty excited about. I got the Swamp Claw tires. These are the 1.3s. I believe they're like 70mm. Okay, so let's get the silicone in the tires, and then let's put them on the wheels and see if it works. Check this out. Oh, okay. Ooh, they're nice and sticky. So, these are the Swamp Claws, like I said, 1.3, 70 by 27, I believe. And they do come with foam, so keep that in mind if you're ordering. I did not know that. Or, I'm still glad I got the silicone. I did not know that they came with the foam inserts. Let's see, we got another sticker pack. It is different. I like those. Well, cone tire inserts. Oh, these are nice. What's the best way to go about this? There we go. They work. That looks super nice. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Came with another sticker pack. Also really cool. So take a closer look at these wheels. Nice aluminum. I may need to go watch a video to see if I did this right. Okay, I'm back from watching a video on how to exactly do this, and I didn't do it how he did it. We have, okay, 3 parts in the bearing. Insert the bearing. This piece. Put it in, and then this piece. Put it in like that. That's looking better. Let's put it together. Okay, now I have 2 screws in just to test this. And before I do every single one of these tires, I am going to put it on the RC car. So as you can see, not using a spacer, it fits on right there. All the way on, and that works. So if there's a question if you can put on 1.7 Enduro wheels and tires on your Can-Am, I think right now the answer is yes. Alright, a little update. So, obviously I was working on these tires, and they're not gonna fit. Alright, here's an update for you. It's been a day, and I have made some improvements. So basically what I realized is my issue with the tire is not an issue. I don't need spacers. I thought I was going to need some extenders or spacers to make these wheels fit, but I'm not going to. They have negative offset. That doesn't make sense that I would need to. So I got this one screwed in, and back here I have this rear tire screwed in. They seem good. I drove it once, and they seem great. They seem like they're working good. Now, this tire, whoop, you may notice that this tire is the old one. That's because this bolt's like stripped or something. So I'm gonna have to deal with that, and I'm gonna have to get some new bolts. Now, once I get that replaced, that's not my only issue right now. You may notice there's not a wheel right here. Well, that wheel is right here. So I was driving it, and obviously this wheel was on, and somehow I'm just going to cross my fingers that I didn't have it screwed on tight enough, because I hope it's not some other problem. But this wheel came off, and I lost the bolt. So I'm going to be ordering some more bolts. Hopefully we can get this fixed. I'll give you guys an update. What I can say is these wheels are 20 times better than the old wheels. So if you have this Yeti Junior Can-Am, I would definitely recommend upgrading to wheels like this. But I'll give you an update on what you have to do. So far, so the update of like what you have to do to install 1.3 wheels is just screw them in. Take off the old wheels, take off the spacers, and just screw in these wheels. If you want to learn from my mistakes, screw them in tight, I guess. Alright guys, it is the next day from the last clip you just saw. And as you can tell, the rear drive shaft is completely removed. I have it right here. That's because one of the bolts is stripped on the old wheels, and I'm trying to get it off so I can put the new wheels on the back. Now, I did get this M3 bolt assortment. These work perfectly. The reason why I got these is because they're flat right there, versus the screws that came with the Can-Am have it where they start pointing down at the end, which these wheels are not made for that. So these work really good. Now I have to get that bolt fixed and out from being stripped, and then will be chilling. So you can see I just took this rear drive shaft. I guess it would be out from the actual rear differential, so that it would be easier access to work on this. Not entirely sure how I'm gonna fix this, but this bolt is just, I cannot get it out. So that's lovely. Alright guys, it has been, I don't know, 2 weeks or so since the last update you saw. I didn't really explain it that well in the last update. Basically what happened is this screw on this rear drive shaft broke. And so I got the wheel off and I just cannot use this. I can't get the knuckle off. So I was smart and I just ordered a whole nother set of drive shaft from Axial. It was actually on sale. I believe it was $7. It's way more pieces than we need. We only need this piece right here. But we do have replacements, and I don't know how long they'll be selling this exact set. So I'm not mad about having to get it. Now, I'm going to put this rear drive shaft back together, and then we should be running once I get the rear wheels on. One thing we do have to do is get this bearing off. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, so that's my first challenge. Alright, we got it. Boom. Save the extra parts for later. Here we go. Here's the rear diff. Here's the good drive shaft. Here's the new drive shaft. Let's insert it. There we go. Ooh! Oh! I just cut my finger. Jesus Louise, I cut my finger on my tripod. All that's left is to attach the center drive line, and then attach the whole thing back to the actual Alright, now that the rear drive shaft and diff, this whole casing is remounted to the RC car, we can put on the wheels. And the moment you've been waiting for. We finally got it. I got the 2 rear wheels on. They're pretty good. You know, it's going to be really finicky when you try upgrading this RC car because it's not really made. There aren't a ton of parts specifically for it to upgrade, but we worked around it and we got done what we wanted to. I mean, check this out right here. That it looks super clean. The rear is mounted on again. A little recap, we rebuilt the front diff. We mounted the 2 front wheels. And then we replaced a rear driveline and mounted the rear wheels. I'll give you updates on how this car is holding up. But before we end this video, I don't think we can end it without you seeing it actually driving. So let's go do that. what I'm talking about. Oh no, I'm watching my phone and not my actual RC car. If you made it this far in the video, and maybe I helped you a little bit, please consider subscribing. It helps me out, lets me know what type of videos you guys like, and it lets me know that some of you actually learned from all my mistakes of building an RC car. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.